Hi, it's Patrice. I'm on my way to the store for some sacrilege. Now I'm saying that because I'm going to go get bread, and I make bread a lot. So it's kind of weird sometimes buying something that I make so often. But it's a different kind of bread, so So anyway, lots going on, and I am I've been in another bout of grieving. Grieving, it's weird, like, to grieve a person that isn't gone. My mother is still alive, yet I am grieving her, really. Like, I'm grieving the mother. Actually, I don't even know if I can say the mother that I thought I had. I always knew there was something off, but I normalized it and just dealt with it. Because, I mean, as a child, what are you gonna do? And then, frankly, some things I didn't see them for what they were. I knew it wasn't comfortable. I knew it wasn't positive or good. It wasn't something that I would go around shouting from the rooftops. And perhaps that, in that way, I mean, as a child, I was completely innocent and all that. But in that way, it was like enabling her behavior. Because there's no way in a million hells it's okay to put a little toddler out, and make them sit outside until you decide to let them come back in. Like, so many different things that was just plain wrong. There's no getting around it. It was abusive, it's not right at all. And then the psychological stuff, like, so many different things. So it's like, on one hand, like, I want to call her and tell her some things, but to what end? First of all, I tried that for many years. I tried to have some semblance of like, relationship in spite of how she behaves, but that didn't work. It got to a point where I had to make a decision. It's either me or her, and I'm now getting to a point where I'm like, you know what? I'm choosing me. I'm choosing to not take whatever she decides to dish out whenever she decides to dish it out. I'm not willing to do that anymore. And I'm very disappointed, on one hand too, because I've tried to even talk through all of these things with her. I tried it in writing so that she couldn't interrupt me, because I can't get a word in edgewise. And I also tried it, like, over the phone as well. And the last thing I said to her was, I said, do you not see and understand how you were the adult in power and you abused that power? And she said, no. And so I said, okay, well, I have nothing more to say then. She just don't or won't get it. And there is no, like, she's not willing to make amends. It's a mirthless kind of laugh, but, like, I laugh at the idea of people wanting to put the onus on me for reconciliation. I ain't do nothing, and I wonder if those who would want to put the onus on me to or responsibility on me to reconcile with her, are these same people going to her saying the same thing? Are they saying to her, well, what did you do that could have caused this? And then, so there's that side. And then there's also, so something interesting happened. My one aunt went to she visited Atlantic City, and I knew she was going to go. And what we originally, my husband, as soon as he learned she was going to be in Atlantic City, we are in the same state. We're 2 hours away. But, you know, my husband's like, oh, we're going. I'm going. No, he said, I'm going. That's what he said. And I was like, yeah, I want to go. And so we had planned to try to get a room and stay for a couple of days so that we could hang out with her. But that didn't work out. And when I learned that it was like basically her last day there, I said, oh my gosh, like, you know, like, we gotta go. Let's just do a day trip, you know. And so that's what we did. And it was funny because I forgot to even tell her I was on my way until I was like 20 minutes away, but on a 2-hour trip. But anyway, we went, and it was absolutely wonderful seeing a couple of my aunts. And it was just, we had a great time. We had a really good time. It was fun. And a couple interesting things happened. One, we took pictures, and my aunt posted them on Facebook. And only one of so there's 6 siblings with my mother, and there's 6 of them total, 3 girls, 3 boys. Only one sibling commented or liked or anything the pictures of me going to visit my aunt. And it's interesting, and it's gonna make me sound petty, but whatever. So, because I know how this whole thing of narcissism works and all. It's interesting, like, you see people commenting, liking, and saying things on everything around this one kind of post. And I'm like, are they scared of her? Are they afraid of my mother? Are they afraid to differ? Are they like, what is that? You know, but whatever. But it definitely gives me pause. And I'm like, okay, I see you. It's kind of sad because these are like, I mean, I'm an adult now too, but I'm like, man, like, really? Is this how? Okay, you know, but so that was interesting. Another interesting thing that happened was, it was fun, like, just sitting with my aunts and talking and everything, and they telling me stories and stuff. And my aunt, that is my mother's sister, she's telling stories from her childhood, and I'm like laughing and like listening to her stories and delighted. I love listening to people's stories. So, but as she's telling me stories, I'm realizing that, wait a minute, you grew up with my mother. My mother said, for instance, my mother said that the girls were not allowed to go outside growing up. Only the boys were allowed to go out. And my aunt is sitting there telling me stories about not only going outside and playing, but she's talking about playing in the mud with her sisters, making mud pies, and how, like, we use, like, the water would trickle down from the alley, and we would use that, and we would use the dirt as our, like, seasoning, and we would use the leaves. And I'm like, you weren't allowed to go outside. What do you mean? You know. And then she mentioned at one point so just all these things like that, because I don't want to say too much, but she mentioned stuff like that is totally going against what my mother told me was the case for them growing up. And just all kinds of stuff that I'm like, what is that to lie about? Like, what the heck, you know? But so there's that. So I've been really grieving, just because sad things have happened, or just things have happened that I would have liked to have called, not my mother, but I would love to, like, have a good enough mother that I could call her and get nurturing and, you know, love and all that kind of stuff that a mother would give, or that mothers are known for. But I can't do that. I don't have that, not with her, you know, because, you know, I could call her, and I have at times, different points in my life, I've called her about different things, and nothing, you know, like, she hasn't tried to nurture me yet regarding the death of my father, the death of any of my children. It's just whatever. you know. And then I remember one time she had it was a weird outburst where she's like, you know, I hurt behind my grandchildren, those miscarriages too. I'm like, okay, they're there, like, you know, just weird. But I'm just not I'm not willing to play them games no more and have it be all topsy-turvy where I'm the mother and I'm nurturing her, and, you know, as I have my entire life emotionally and nothing in return. I'm the freaking child in this situation, you know. And it's crazy. I'm not willing to play those games no more. I'm done with that. And it's sad. I pity her, and I have to even be careful with that, because I've pitied and had compassion for her my entire life, and it kept me right there. It kept me there, taking whatever she decided to dish out, because I'm gonna just keep forgiving and overlooking and enabling and letting it go. And, you know, that's not cool. And it's actually just stupid to continue to let somebody do stuff to you like that over and over and over again. Like, what's wrong with you? It has to come a point where you have to be like, you know what, nah, I'm worth more than this, and I'm working on that. And that pisses me off, that I don't really have a good grasp on my self-worth like I would like to. Now I'm here at the store and I don't want to go in because it's raining, but I love the rain. It's weird. So I am I'm annoyed with my situation. I'm annoyed that I don't, or sad really, that I don't have the type of mother that I deserved growing up, or even now. Because me and my cousin, we were good kids. We did some dumb stuff sometimes, but honestly, not much. Not much, because we knew who we had to answer to. But she could have had so much fun with us. She could have had so much fun. She could be having so much fun now. But, you know, and then, I don't know, the family members who were seemingly afraid to, I don't know, differ or whatever it is they're doing. I feel for them too. And I don't trust no more. I'm done. You can't play both sides, you know. I don't know, but the things that I was feeling like, I wish I had a mother to talk to about stuff like this, where because I had a friend, or have a friend, who a few years ago, her 2-year-old son was mowed down by a woman trying to get the parking space next to them. The son was, I believe, about to get in the car. He was just waiting by the car like he was supposed to. And this woman was so pressed to get this spot, she zoomed in and crushed this baby and killed him. That almost happened to my son 2 days ago. And it really just struck me, because I was just like, oh my God, you know. And I held my son and I kissed him and everything. I couldn't say anything to the woman because I didn't know if I was gonna behave. So I was like, don't say nothing to her at all, you know, like. But she could have killed my son. And because she just barreled into this space next to us. Like, I'm already in a van, so my vehicle is not small, and then she had a big SUV, and she just like barreled in. And thankfully though, my son was in the car, so she, you know, missed him. But I just was thinking about my friend, and how what for me was a close call wasn't for her, and just feeling bad about that. And that was another point where I was just like, gosh, like, I don't, you know, I wish I could call my mother and have her, I don't know, like, talk me through or something, but I just don't. Because she wasn't like that anyway. She would just start talking about herself or talk about something else, or try to one up me with another situation that was even worse, or it just wouldn't be right. And then we also had a carbon monoxide scare. They say carbon monoxide doesn't smell like anything. Yes, it does. Okay, I smelled stuff, and we had to have the firemen come out. We had to turn our heat off. Our heat has been off for several days now until we get we have a new boiler, but we need someone to install it. And so we're like, somebody came to the house today to give us quotes and everything, but we've been without heat, and it is December 10th. And we live in the north. We're fine, but things that I would, you would want to talk to your mother, and to what end? Because again, I could call her right now, but there's so many intricate games and ridiculous things about this that it's gross. It's just gross. Like Thanksgiving Day, I learned that my mother, I had forgotten that a cousin was visiting from another state, and obviously she would stay with my mother because it just makes sense. And my mother called on Thanksgiving Day. Now, the last time I talked to her, I told you what I said to her. I asked her if she understood how, and I was very respectful. I said, do you not understand how you were the adult in power, and you abused that, and you abused me, and and all? And she's like, no. And I was like, okay, well, I don't have anything else to say. That was the last thing I said to her. She calls on Thanksgiving Day, and I missed her call. I didn't see it in time. She left a message. I love you. Happy Thanksgiving. As if everything was okay. But later I thought about it, and I said, oh, the cousin is there. And I later learned that she hosted Thanksgiving. So it's like, oh, I get it. It's the show that she has to put on for everybody. The pretense. I'm so done with all that. I'm so done. So it's because it's like, I can come and I could punch you in your face and say whatever and do whatever, and you are to forgive and forget and reconcile and let it go. And then when I decide I'm going to ignore you for a while because I'm mad because of whatever you did that I got mad about, and then when I decide to come back, I'm going to come back. Hey, hi, I love you so much. I love you unconditionally, and you're supposed to just be like, oh, I love you too. Oh, thank you so much. Oh my God. You know what? My face still hurts, but it's okay. I'm just going to let that go. Like, it's all right. Punch me again. Try this side now. Whatever. Okay. So I'm going to stop the video here and go in the store. And, yeah, thank you for watching. I think I'll upload this one pretty much right away. I have other videos in queue, but I think I'm gonna upload this one now. But yeah, so many things, and that's not even it. But I thank God that He, even in the midst of all this, He still gives me joy and hope. So alrighty, so thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.